Capricorn, welcome to your August 2021 reading. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising signs for a more well-rounded perspective. And if you're interested in an extended version of this reading, that is available for a small fee in the description box below. Also, if you're coming on this video at any other time other than August, a lot of times these messages are timeless. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's go ahead and begin. We're starting out with intuition, and at first I wanted to say initiative, and then I wanted to say initiation, and I feel like this is all sort of an overarching message regarding your experience as you're entering into the month of August. I feel like the energy of this is coming from the end of July, so something has occurred towards the end of July, leading into the month of August, and overall there's just an overall sense of there are things happening and they're very disruptive. Whatever they are disruptive to your natural state of being, your natural existence, your everyday mundane and or spiritual life. And it's just disruptive. Like, that's the best applicable word. It's disruptive. And this overall, there's a message that whatever it is that you're going through, what you have been intuitively considering regarding the situation is correct. It's a bit of an initiation in some facets. I don't know how that applies. They're not giving me any more regarding this. So however that applies, resonates, take it and leave what, if it doesn't, leave it. But there is definitely a bit of initiation with that. And there's also, going with the word of, it is initiation. That is interesting that I got all of those words with this card. I just happened to look at it again. Anyhow, initiative comes with the concept of that you're supposed to be taking an initiative. And you've already intuitively known, or you've already received intuitively the initiate that you're supposed to be taking. All of this factors in. It's like a lot right all at once. And so I'm getting an overall sense that this is how you're feeling too. It's a lot all at once. There's a lot going on. And you're going to get something out of this. And it feels very much, there's spiritual aspect, but there's a ripple effect or a side benefit of how it's going to positively impact your life in the long run. Eventually it'll get to a point where it's going to have a impact on your physical mundane life. We're following this with growth, and I feel that's just validation, continuing that conversation regarding how this is initiation that you are receiving. And I get being told, I don't like using this turn of phrase, but I'm being told you asked for it. It feels so not. It feels like there's so many ways that could not be the right phrase, but that is what I'm being told to tell you. And I'm being told to remind you of a time period where you actually said that you desired something, you wanted something, you were yearning for something. You had a particular thought process or a particular vision in mind, and you said, I want this. I want to work for this, and I'll do what it takes to get to that, whatever that was. And they're reminding you, and they're letting you know that whatever you're going through, this huge disruptive thing that you're experiencing is leading towards that. And if it's as disruptive as it feels, they're basically saying they're breaking down things that needs to be kind of broken down and set aside so that you can see what it is that needs to be taken care of. You can see the problems that needs to be taken care of, or you can get rid of things that are just at face value and have no actual worth for this particular scenario, whatever it is. But overall, there's just this overall sense of really kind of stripping down things that have been useless or pointless, or stripping away things that cloud your judgment or distract you from whatever it is that you need to be focusing on, whatever it is that keeps you from growing. This is all part of the growth process. Three of Wheels is the next card that we have. So it's that odd mixture of getting to a point where you feel stable, but it's the sort of stability that leads to something more. okay, so the one thing that they give me as an example is baby. So, you know, if you have a family, if you are with a partner and you decide to have a baby, that now it's both a representation of where you feel stable enough in your life and in your connection with this person that you can bring in another facet, bring in another dynamic into your family structure. But it also does create an instability at the same time. It kind of rocks your world. It shakes things. It creates a scenario for new dynamics in your life as far as how you communicate with each other, how the house gets run, the things that are required of you in the house, outside of the house. That's the sort of scenario that I'm coming up with. That's the analogy that they're giving me. So you're coming up on a point in time where you're going to view and understand how you've managed to create a sense of stability that allows you to shake that stability to grow, if that makes sense. We are following this with the Four of Swords. And overall, I feel like you're going to come to a point in time where you are going to rest. So do the work now, knowing full well that you will eventually be resting. Take comfort in knowing that as exhausting as it is now, you will get to a point where you will rest. And allow that to be what feeds you, that kind of helps you to continue to maintain the stamina as you're going through this. You're not resting now, but you are going to do all the work that it requires right now, because you will get to a point in time where you will be allowed to rest, and it will be a healing rest from all of the work that you're doing. So right now, focus on the work that needs to be done, that allows you to strip away what needs to be stripped away, that allows you to expose the strong points as well as the weak points, so you can work on those weak points, all towards the end goal of facilitating growth. And then eventually you will get to the point in time where all of this work will be done and you will be able to rest before you'll move on to whatever the next step is. But you got to get through this. You got to work through this right now. You got to put in the work, put in the time, put in the effort, recognize it for what it is, help to facilitate the changes, initiate the changes. And all of this will promote inner growth that will eventually reverberate out into the external world, your unmundane life. All right, Capricorn, that is all I have for you for this August 2021 reading. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more well-rounded perspective. And if you're interested in the extended version of this reading, there is a link in the description box below for that. Other than that, I hope August has the opportunity to become more empowered, and I will see you in a future video.